So I have a stool that I use, which is like amazing, but I know not everybody has that. If you've got a bolster or a block, we'll use that today. And we'll start in a seated position. You can come against the wall or not if you don't have that, whatever works. And we'll just relax and breathe into our meditation for a moment. And like I said before, we might challenge ourselves a little bit today, a little bit more than what I normally do. We may do some challenging things, so mentally preparing ourselves for that. But for now, welcome yourself to your mat, to your practice. Begin to breathe a little bit more consciously, with a little bit more awareness. Maybe letting the skin of the face become soft. And using our nose to breathe as best we can. Every once in a while, maybe letting out a nice sigh out the mouth. But continuing to breathe in and out the nostrils. Let's take our biggest breath in of the day. Take your biggest breath, as full as you can make it. And then empty it as full as we can empty, or as empty as we can empty. Let your shoulders relax down the back. And let's do that a few more times. Big breath in, the biggest and fullest yet. And then release it all out as much as you can, emptying every last drop of breath. Big breath in. And a big breath out. We'll count. I'll count. Big breath in. 2, 3, 4. Big breath out. 2, 3, 4. Big breath in. 2, 3, 4. Big breath out. 2, 3, 4. Big breath in. 2, 3, 4. Big breath out. 2, 3, 4. Big breath in. 2, 3, 4. Big breath out. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful job. Keep up that good work. Keep breathing nice and rhythmic and slow. In and out the nose. Settle down through those seat bones, reaching the crown of the head upwards for a nice and long and tall spine. And we'll drop into our meditation a little bit more, clearing our mind of distractions, letting go of yesterday, forgetting about tomorrow, and becoming present here and now. And if you would like to, at this point, we can bring our hands to our hearts in prayer. You can do palms down or palms together. And I always like to make sure we dedicate a few moments here to setting an intention for class. If there's anyone you would like to focus on, anyone you would like to dedicate your practice to, maybe we remind ourselves of healing that we're working on in the body, mind, or spirit. And if we're rather neutral these days, maybe we dedicate our practice to a pet or a loved one, or even think of our favorite place. We can send ourselves to a place that gives us comfort and peace. And taking a moment of gratitude for the space that we've created for ourselves today. And we can just seal that in with a little bow, taking your head down, kind of imagining a little hug to ourselves, holding on to this peace and this quiet. And hopefully we can carry it with us throughout class, keeping it close to our heart. Awesome. We'll wake ourselves up from our meditation. You can stay with the eyes closed if you want, or open them. And we're going to take our left hand alongside the body down to the floor, reach the right arm up and over, just doing a little side tip. I have a nice generous bend in my elbow because that's sort of what feels right to me today, but you can always straighten that arm nice and far. And we'll go the other way. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Nice side body stretch. Bend in the elbow or not. Whatever works. Pull that belly button back towards the spine. Reach your heart upwards. And we'll go the other way. Left hand down, right hand over. So back to the other side. Belly button back, heart open. And the other side, right hand down, left arm up. One more time to the left. One more time to the right. And come on back to center. Awesome. From here, we're going to extend our right leg straight out long, all the way to the left. And we're going to take our left foot and cross it over the right leg. And we can have our hips kind of pointed towards the long edge of the mat if we're using mats. Right hand down. And then from here, we're just going to reach that left arm up overhead and then lift your right hip up. Stamp that left foot on the floor and really press the pinky edge of the right foot down. Awesome. And we'll just hold for one breath and then come on down. Maybe we take a moment to get resituated. We'll just do that 2 more times. Big breath, inhale, reach that right hip up, extend the left arm long. 1, down. And a third one, last one. 3. Big inhale, reach and lift. And coming back down. Great job. We're going to take our left foot now back to the inside of that right leg and scooch so that we're facing the short edge of our mat, facing our feet a little bit, no longer sideways. And we'll take our right arm behind us. Take your left hand to the left knee or your left arm. So we're going to do our best here to try and lift our hips up and reach our left arm back behind us. So really use your feet for support, and we're just going to lift the hips up and then reach that left arm back, maybe even look back. And we'll do that 2-3 times. Come on down. So we'll try it 2 more times, and if this is not working for you today, we can maybe just simply twist over towards the left and hold for a few gentle breaths. All right, a second time. And down. Come back to that center, find level hips. And then a third time. Awesome job. Big breath in, exhale down. Okay, great job. So we are going to twist. We can take our right hand, wrap it around that left leg, gaze over the left shoulder, and just take a few breaths here. And inhale to center. Great job. Okay, we're going to change legs now. We'll do that the other way. So we'll extend that left leg long and have your right foot crossed over that left leg. And our left hand is behind us. And we're going to use that pinky edge of the left foot to really root down into our mat, nice and strong, so that we can press down through our hand and our foot, reach those hips up, and now the right arm reaches and extends. 1. And we'll just do 2 more, and maybe we opt out of doing these last 2. Maybe we just try it once. All right, 2, if you're up for it. And down. And we'll do a third. Optional third. 3. Awesome, come on down. And then we'll settle down onto both hips, facing the feet, left arm behind you, right hand to the right leg. Taking a moment to prepare ourselves for this big lift. And when you're ready, we'll reach that right arm back, press the hips open and long, big stretch. Awesome, come on down. And maybe we do that 2 more times. And 2. And exhale down. 3, last one. Big lift. And down. Awesome, that's not easy, great work. Let's take our left arm and hug it around the right leg, gaze over the right shoulder, taking a twist. 3, 2, 1. Inhale to center. Great. Okay, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together now, knees apart, and just bounce the knees a little bit, loosening up through the hips. Big breath in and out. And when you're ready, lead with your heart. Take a little fold. We'll take bound angle. Nice big full stretch, letting us kind of catch up with our breath. Recenter, rebalance. Then we'll simply witness and watch the breath flow. We'll take several more breaths here, so feel free to readjust. Maybe reach the arms forward or bring the feet closer to you or further away. Let the head get heavy. We'll take 5 more breaths here. 5 more nice, big, long, full breaths. And we'll slowly roll out of this, coming back up to a seated position. Grab the ankles, lift the heart, lean back, look up. Back to center. Okay, let's take our child's pose. If you use a blanket in child's pose, pull that out. I love cushion on the joints instead of the hard floor. And we can rest our head on stacked forearms or wrists. But we really want to settle the hips and the head. And by doing this, we can release and lengthen through the spine, eliminating some of that pressure and weight that we carry all the time. So building support wherever you need it. And we'll continue to catch up with ourselves, catch up with your body and your breath, reunite in the present. And we'll watch and witness ceaseless breath. Walk your arms all the way over to the right. We'll stretch the right side body. You can straighten the arms really long, or you can continue to rest your head on your arms. Whatever feels good. And then we'll walk our arms all the way over to the right. You can stretch them really long out, stretched, or you can continue to rest your head on your arms. A few more big breaths in and out. And come on back to center. Reach the arms forward to lengthen the spine, drop the hips back. Let the head be supported by anything, the floor, your arms. Take a few breaths here, opening up through the shoulders. We'll take 3 more breaths before down dog. Okay, and when you're ready, we'll lift up for downward facing dog, taking your time to get there, pedaling the feet, rocking the hips from side to side, alternating as we bend each knee. Just waking up to this harder pose, hips lifted. And maybe we find stillness here for a few moments, lifting the belly button towards the ceiling and pressing the shoulders towards the feet. And we'll walk forward. You can take a few steps forward and walk the hands back to meet the feet if you want. Feet hip width apart, nice and wide, knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift. We can press those thigh bones away from us. Lift your heart, slightly lift that chin, but keep lifting the belly button. Exhale, bend the knees slightly and release your upper body over the legs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the arms and head hang heavy. Taking some deep cleansing breaths here. Okay, and then we'll bend the knees, reach the arms up, look up, upward salutes. Big inhale. Maybe we even lean back a little bit, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Take it all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Once again, lift the belly. Spread the heart so we can kind of pull our shoulder blades together behind us to lift and extend the heart forward. And then we'll exhale, bend the knees, root your hands, and step back for another downward facing dog. Awesome job. Walk it out a little bit. Lift the belly. Inhale, high plank pose. That's the top of a push-up. And we'll exhale, slowly lower, hit the deck. Inhale, lift your heart as you press your hands and feet down. Getting a big full opening through the heart space, stretching the front body. And we'll exhale into our lovely child's pose, taking it all the way back. You can do knees together or knees apart, but wherever you land, make sure your head and hips are completely rested and supported. We will stay for a few breaths here. Once again, catching up with our breath and our body. We'll just spend a few more moments here. Okay, so the next sequence we'll do a low lunge mixed in. So if you want to have a blanket ready to go under our knee space, I would get that situated. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. So maybe we pass through a tabletop, maybe take a cat-cow or two. Sound effects are welcome. I always welcome audible sighs. And we'll do just one more cat-cow here. Great job. Back to downward facing dog. Walking it out, pressing the shoulders towards the feet. Awesome. And we'll bring the toes to touch so that we have a nice, strong triangular base here. Lift the right heel high for three-legged dog, hips square. So my right hip is facing the earth. And then we'll do wild thing, bend the right knee, lift the right knee. And I'm going to recommend keeping both hands on the floor for now, for today. Awesome. Okay, back to that right hip facing the earth, straighten the right leg, press the heel away from you. And then we'll step the right foot forward between our hands. Yes, and now we get a bit of a break coming into our high lunge. We can drop that back knee if you feel like you need to resituate, get nice and strong. Maybe we bring our props towards us for help and support. And then if and when you're up for it, we can lift the left knee. Maybe we don't lift the left knee today. And we'll stay for a breath here, our arms supporting us. Great job. We'll keep our left hand down and reach the right arm up on an inhale. So big inhale, nice big stretch, right hip drops. Big inhale. Exhale the right hand down. And we're going to use our back left leg to bend a couple times. We're going to strengthen it, and we are going to kick up into warrior three, which we basically hover in a T shape. But it will take a lot of strength to get there. Rooting down through the right foot, we'll kick up. And here's where our props come in handy. So maybe I find some support under my hands, and I'll just balance on my right leg. The left hip faces the earth. Press that left heel away from you. And do your best to lift your belly up and in. Awesome. Great job. Okay. When you're ready, we're just simply going to take that left foot back to where it was. We can bend the right knee and just kind of send it back. And this time we can drop the left knee. Awesome. Sink into a low lunge. We can release our toes behind us. You can take that right arm inside the right leg and really sink into the hips here. Using your arms for support. Maybe we have ottomans and stools nearby. I do recommend it. And we'll hold for 3 more breaths. Big exhale, awesome job. We're going to step the right foot back for downward facing dog, curling the toes under and stepping back. Take a big breath in down dog. Inhale, high plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower, hit the deck. Let's take a moment on our belly because we earned it. Take your hands towards the feet, take a cheek, maybe wiggle the hips a little bit. And enjoy the firmness of the floor. Let it hold us up. We'll slow things down a little bit before we do that sequence on the other leg. A little bit harder than what we normally do, so awesome job. Keep up the good work. It's not easy. Take it slow. Be kind with your body. Be gentle. And we can take our other cheek to the mat if we've got a cheek down. So making sure we stretch the spine and neck both ways. All right, child's pose time. Take it all the way back. Giving ourselves a little hug here in child's pose. The really good thing about working hard in the winter is you get warmed up. You get some heat going. Take a few more breaths here in child's pose. All right, back to downward facing dog. Down dog. Lifting the hips up and back, pressing the shoulders towards the feet, and lifting our belly button nice and high. We'll walk the feet to touch so that we have a nice, strong triangular base. And we'll lift the left heel. Keep that left hip pointed towards the earth. Press the heel away from you, three-legged dog. And then we'll bend the left knee and stack the hips. Reaching that left heel back behind you for Wild Thing with both our hands on the floor. And then we'll take our left hip to point the earth again. Press the left heel away from you. When you're ready, inhale, step the left foot forward. Catch up with your breath for a moment. Get sturdy and strong. And maybe we drop the right knee to make sure we're nice and stable and situated. And maybe we even keep that knee on the floor if that's what's working for us today. And maybe we bring our supports to us And we'll lift the right knee if and when you're ready. Keep the right hand down on the floor. Rotate that left arm up for a big stretch. Left hip drops. Big inhale. And exhale, the left hand down. Great. And then we're going to bend and straighten that back leg a few times. Get nice and strong. And that's when we're going to kick off of it and come to our supports, if we've got them. And we'll hover in Warrior 3. So catching your balance, find a place to stare at and focus on it usually helps. Awesome. And we'll try and be as angular and straight throughout the whole body as much as we can. All right, and then we'll bend the left knee, take our hands back to the earth, and take that right foot back to where it was before. Drop the right knee, and now we can get comfy in our low lunge. So we can release the toes behind us. Maybe bring that left arm inside the left leg. And simply sinking into the hips. Letting the hips get nice and heavy, letting the head get heavy. Slowing down a little bit, taking it easy. And we'll hold for 3 more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Let's come on back to downward facing dog. You can skip this and go straight to child's pose. Down dog. Inhale, high plank pose or child's pose. Exhale, slowly lower chaturanga, hit the deck. Inhale, lift the heart, look up, press the feet down, and we'll take child's pose. Maybe the knees come together, maybe the hands go towards the feet, but we'll take a breather. Maybe we rotate the wrists a few times as we relax here on the floor, opening and closing the fingers a few times. And watching the breath flow. We'll take 5 more breaths here. Okay, and we'll slowly roll to sit back on those heels for hero's pose. You just sit on the heels, find a tall spine, nice and slow. Let the arms rest in your lap. And then we're going to rotate our head in big circles, one way first. Keep lifting your heart. And then the other way. And then we'll find a nice neutral chin and neck, somewhere in the middle there. And we'll interlace our fingers behind our back, pull those hands up and away. Getting a nice, wonderful stretch through the fronts of the shoulders and the chest. Maybe looking upwards a little bit. Exhale, release. Awesome job. So we're going to set up for some seated poses now. I'm going to sit on a nice soft blanket and I'm going to grab my supports to be near me. So my support is this stool, but you could also use a really big blanket. And we'll pull the left heel in, right leg out first. Why not? Left heel in, right leg long. And you can have your support over that right leg. We're going to do head to knee pose. We're going to hold it for a minute or 2 or 3. And we're going to try our best to really rest and relax onto whatever support we can bring to us. And if you don't have a stool, you could use a block or a blanket and a block. So anything can really work. If you can get your head on something, I would recommend that for the purposes of today's class at least. But if not, just enjoy head to knee pose, which is such an amazing pose. Just reaching for that foot, nice and long. And we get to hang out for a little bit. So enjoy it. Yoga for me is definitely a princess and the pea kind of a situation. So if you're not comfortable, don't be afraid to get out and get in again to make sure we really feel at home. And as you can tell, we're shifting into slow-mo gear. We're slowing things down a whole lot. We can take a sigh of relief, perhaps, and just enjoy the deep relaxation. Let it come over you like a wave. Let go of trying. Let go of effort. And just breathe. Notice if you're holding on or straining the foot at all. See if you can kind of wiggle, jiggle the ankle and the toes to release and let go. We'll hold for 3 more breaths. And then slowly come on up and out, lifting your heart, coming back to the middle. And we'll just take a twist over to the left, right hand to left knee, gaze over the left shoulder. Really gentle twist here, no forcing, no pressing too hard. Gentle lift and gaze. Inhale back to center. And we'll extend the left leg long. Right heel comes in, resituate for optimal comfort. And you want to aim that belly button over the long left leg as best you can. And that's when we fold and find our support. Noticing if one leg or this leg is a little bit different from the other, and just noticing that, seeing if we can adjust accordingly. And seeing if we can really give in to the floor, give in to our pillows or whatever we're using. I should have mentioned another great option if you don't have props is you can put your elbow on your leg and rest your head in your hand. That's a great little option here. It's the thinker. So we can always use our arms for support. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. See if you can let go. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Big breaths, nice and slow. And we'll rise, nice and slow, pulling away from our support, lifting our heart, chin last. And we'll take our left hand to the right knee, gaze over the right shoulder for a gentle twist. Inhale to center. Time to come onto our backs. Set up with blankets around you. Maybe we put our sweaters on, our socks on. We'll do a couple more poses before Shavasana. We'll just slide stuff out of the way and get comfy. And once again, take your time to get comfortable. But we'll come all the way to the floor. Feet down, knees up at first. We can windshield wipe our shins. So drop the knees all the way to the left, get the feet nice and wide, and then drop them all the way to the right. And we can stretch out the front of our hips, the hip flexors, the thighs really well. And just massaging the low back as we do this, as we windshield wipe the shins, as they call it. Take your arms up overhead and let the elbows bend, and we can get a heart opener in as we do this as well. Letting the shoulders press, the chest open and up. And then we'll keep both of our knees all the way to the left, and we'll just hang out here for a few breaths. Finding stillness. Maybe we close the eyes. Begin to let go. And then the knees go all the way to the right. And we'll stay and hold. A few more breaths here. Okay, both knees up, feet on the floor. And we'll take our hands down alongside the body. We'll lift our hips up for a bridge pose. Nothing crazy here, just a gentle lift. Let the hips hover, relax the glutes So we're just using our feet and our thighs and our back muscles. And if you want, you can interlace the fingers behind you, underneath you, walk the shoulder blades a little bit closer together, and then press the arms down to lift the hips up. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, exhale, drop. And we'll hug both knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Awesome job. Massaging the whole surface area of the back. Rocking it out. And we'll draw big circles with our knees on the ceiling in one direction first. And then the other direction. And then we'll open up our knees really wide and just take those knees wide, hugging the knees in at the same time. And we can rotate our ankles a few times, one way and then the other way. Maybe wiggling the toes. And we'll take happy baby. So grab the bottoms of your feet, pull those thighs towards the floor next to you on either side. Maybe we rock if you like to rock. Maybe we find stillness and tuck in the shoulders and the hips like we're pulling the 4 corners of the bed taut. So your back is the bottom sheet, and just tuck those corners all the way down and in. Feel the surface area of your back connecting with your support blankets floor. Big breath in and out. Okay, and we'll slowly release our feet to the floor. Take the soles of the feet together, knees apart, and we'll take reclining bound angle. You can take your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. You can take your arms up overhead if you want a heart opener in at the end of class here. You can also simply rest your arms on the floor. Anything works. Whatever feels good. But we get to really surrender and really let go here. Nice and deeply and completely. Notice the breath flowing as we watch and listen. Notice the belly rising and falling with breath. Maybe we can sense or feel our heart beating. Really enjoying the support of the floor. Letting it hold us up. Notice how that helps our breath. As it supports our upper body, supporting our chest. So we can take really big and full breaths. And we'll very slowly lift the right knee up so that the right foot is on the floor, right knee lifted, left knee open. And we'll just hang out here for a moment in this half reclining bound angle or half bound angle reclining. Just for a moment. And then we'll lift the left knee, drop the right knee. Ooh, I got a pop over here. We'll just hang out in this half bound angle on the floor. And then we'll lift the right knee up. And finally, we can take corpse pose Shavasana. So making yourself even more relaxed and at home than we might already be. The ankles flop open, the palms flop open. We become like starfish on the beach. Maybe we pull a blanket over ourselves. But really letting go. So if you thought you were letting go before, see if you can let go even more so now. And I'll just walk us through a little bit of sleeping meditation. All the hard work is done with now. We can let the floor support us as we let the legs and arms get nice and heavy. Let the head be heavy. Relax the fingers and the toes and the skin of your face. Relax your jaw, as well as your lips and your teeth. The lips are very gently closed. And we're breathing through the nose. Maybe we notice the air passing against the skin of our nostrils as we breathe. Maybe we're noticing colors and textures and patterns and motion behind our mind's eye. Keeping ourselves at a very gentle level of awareness and alertness, so that the body rests, but our conscious mind is awake. All of that hard work that you put in today, let that absorb into your bones, into your body, into your muscles, into your memory. Notice all the pathways of the joints completely open, open highways, taking blood and breath to every corner, every nook and cranny of the body, so we can mend and heal, open up, renew, refresh. sending that life force energy through the whole body. Enjoying the peace and quiet a few moments longer. Whatever you're still holding on to, let it go. And begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes and draw the head from side to side. Maybe we lick the lips, the teeth, the gums. And we'll roll onto the right side of our body, resting our head on our arm like a pillow, coming to the sleeping position. I love this moment to give yourself a little hug, feel the weight and warmth of your body, whatever positive, beneficial feelings you're experiencing, hold those close to your heart. And we'll slowly come up to a seated posture. Take your time, find your blankets, let your head be heavy so we can feel most optimal for the last moment of class. Sitting up on a blanket perhaps, so that the knees slope down and the heart lifts up. And we'll just notice how we feel after class for just a moment or two here. Notice how the body and the breath, notice how the body feels and notice how the breath flows. Maybe we feel a little bit lighter, a little bit taller. And we'll bring our hands to prayer to remind ourselves of any dedications or intentions made. Bowing our heads in gratitude. Namaste.